Well, howdy. Today, which is not Thursday, but I just wanted to use this sheet because I have it. I can order a set of real numbers from least to greatest and greatest to least. And that's the goal that we are going to concentrate. We are also going to approximate values such as pi and the square root of 50 and place them on a number line. All right, so with that being said, here we go. Notes for steps for ordering numbers with your calculator. You will need your orange TI calculator reference sheet and the notes, of course, and your calculator. Make sure that you have reset your calculator to begin with, and you reset it before you leave the room, and that is second plus 712. Okay? To order numbers with a calculator. So in other words, in the past, you've always been required to order the numbers on your own. And a lot of us get lost in negative land. All right? We're going to teach you how to order these numbers with a calculator. So there's going to be a little bit of writing, but certainly not as much writing as you're used to doing. And I don't want any shortcuts, and especially with this first time that we're doing this, I want you to do it just like I'm doing it, all right? So first thing, I'm looking at these numbers, and I'm making sure that all my lines have the same numbers, and they do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take negative 2 1/3, negative 1.4, 0.75. In other words, I'm just writing my numbers down as I see them in the list, because this calculator is going to convert them all into decimals, and so those are the things that we need to have. We need to know which one goes with which, and it can get confusing because sometimes they're very close. Now, on a mixed number, the first thing you're going to need to do is change this fraction to a decimal like we have before. So I'm going to write negative 2, and then I'm going to do this. Put it in my calculator, 1 divided by 3, and add it. So it's obviously a 3 repeating. So I'm going to put negative 2.3 repeating, okay? Now this is already a decimal, so negative 1.4. Then this one is already a decimal. It's making it so easy, 0.75. This one is a percent. How do we change a percent to a decimal? Oh, we do what? Hopefully you said divide by 100, so I'm going to divide it by 100, and it puts in 0.21, okay, and then here 4/5. Now, we can put 4 divided by 5 into this calculator to order it, but the problem with that is it will change it to a decimal, and so it's just easier to change it to a decimal first and enter them all as decimals. So 4 divided by 5, and I get 0.8, okay? So with that being said, we are going to use our orange sheet, and it's right here where it says to order numbers with a calculator. I'm not going to go fast, especially this first time. I'm going to take my time, but I need you to be doing this with me. So I have this set of decimals that I'm working with right here. And it said that I needed to put them in descending order. The first thing we need to understand is descending order means what? Greatest to least or least to greatest? Well, I hope you said greatest to least. And how you remember, D means going down, okay? We descend from heaven to somewhere we don't want to go. We go down, descend. I know none of you are going to go there, okay? You are all going to ascend, so let's just go ahead and write ascending. And this is our vocabulary for today. Ascending means we go least to greatest. And these are words that you need to understand what they mean. Ascending, you ascend to heaven. Come on, have you ever heard the preacher say that in church? You descend to somewhere else. That's going down, okay? So in this instance, we're descending, so I am going to write myself this. G2L, so that I remember I'm going greatest to least, okay? All right, so we're going to go back here to our ordering numbers with a calculator, step by step. It tells you step by step. And I'm only going to use my decimals, and just because I only have so much room, I'm going to cover up everything else, okay? Because my screen doesn't show everything, and I want to show you everything I possibly can, okay? So I am going to start with push stat. The stat key is right here, okay? S-T-A-T, and I'm going to even bring my calculator up so you can see more. S-T-A-T, so I'm going to press stat. You should get this screen. It says press 1 because we're going to edit a list, so we're going to press 1. This is list 1, list 2, list 3, but we only need to worry, we're only ever going to use list 1. Enter each number. Okay, so I'm going to put in, you got to remember your negative signs, and the negative key is here, negative 2.333333. That's probably enough. 4 digits out is enough, all right? Actually, let's just do 5 because that's half of what it'll hold, 10. It is going to recognize that that's a repeating decimal, okay? When you get an irrational number and it's going on and on and on, like let's say I needed to convert an irrational number, put at least 5 digits out and you'll be safe, okay? And I'm going to hit enter, okay? So there it is up there. Negative 1.4 and hit enter. 0.75. Now, I'm going to tell you something and hit enter. There's a reason that you have a screen now because you're able to check what you put in the calculator is what you actually need, because I can sit here and say 0.75. Well, there it is, 0.75. So that's good. I've entered it correctly. You always want to check the input that you put in your calculator. 0.21, enter. 0.8, enter. So I'm done entering my numbers. These are my numbers that I have to order from greatest to least. So next it says enter each number, push stat. So I'm going to press the stat key again. All right. It says push 2 if you want least to greatest, because see there's A for ascending, and then press 3, sort D, for descending or greatest to least. Well, we're descending, we're doing greatest to least, so I want to press the 3 key. You see how it says sort D here, okay? So now it says press second again, press list, which is on top of the stat key, so it goes together real easily. That's why we had to press the second key. Push 1 because we are working on list 1, okay? Push enter. The calculator will say done. Push stat, push 1. I'm sorry, did the wrong number. 1. And there it is. This is in greatest to least order. So now I can go back and say, okay, 0.8 is number 1. 0.75 is number 2. 0.21 is number 3. Negative 1.4 is 4, and this is 5. So I can go back to my list and find which one has, you see, I can find my original. So I have to have 4/5 first, so I know it's not A and C. And then I have to have 0.75. There's my answer. It's that easy. Okay? Now, to clear my list so that I can enter a new list, all I do is I arrow up so that list 1 is highlighted, push clear, and enter. Okay? And those instructions are right here. All right, so let's go on. Chauncey needs to order the following list numbers from least to greatest. So first thing I'm going to do, least to greatest, which is ascending order or descending order. It's ascending. We're going from least to greatest, okay? So then I'm going to check my numbers, make sure they're all the same. Yep, they're all the same. So then I'm going to write them. Negative 7.13. I've got negative 55 over 7. I've got the square root of 45. And I have 65 over 9. Now I'm going to change them all to decimals so they're easy to put in, okay? Well, this already is a decimal, isn't it? Negative 7.13 repeating, all right? Negative, got to change it to a decimal. So I got to get off of this. So I'm going to press second and quit. When you ever want to go from one situation that you're working on in the calculator and get out of it, you press the second key and the mode key and it gets you out, okay? So then I'm going to put in 55 divided by 7 in my calculator. Remember, that's how we change it to a decimal. Look at all these numbers I got. I said just put in 7, 8. Remember, I needed to put that negative sign when I put it in, but I already wrote it over here, so I'm safe. 7.8571. And that's enough, really. In reality, you probably need 3 out, and that's it, okay? Square root of 45, I need to know what that is. Second, the square root key, do you see it right there? Square root, 45. Remember to get out from under, it's saying, get me out of here, get me out of here. That's what that little arrow is saying right there. Hit the arrow out key, hit enter, and I get 6.708. I'm going to take it out 3 digits. And then I get 65 divided by 9, 7.2 repeating. Okay? So, now I'm going to go do my steps. I need least to greatest, so that's ascending order. All right, so here we go. Press stat, push 1, and we're going to enter our numbers. All right, so each number we need to enter. Here we go. It is negative 7.1313. I'm going to at least put it in twice. Enter. I've got negative 7.8571. Enter. See how close those numbers are? That's where we get messed up with, okay? Then 6.708. Enter. 7.222. Enter. Okay? Now, what do we do after we enter all of our numbers? It says enter each number. Okay? Push stat. Then it says push 2 for least to greatest. That's what we wanted, least to greatest. So we're going to press 2 for sort A. Press the second key. Press list. Press 1. Push enter, and it will say done. To find our results, push stat, push 1, and here's my results. Okay, so I'm going to look at my list. It says least is negative 7.857. So that was this one. That's 1. Next is negative 7. So that's 2. That's number 2. Here's 6 point, that's 3, here's 4. So you write your numbers on there, then you come over to your list and say, okay, I have got to find the ones. Well, there's 2 of them with negative 55 over 7 first, and then I need negative 7.13. Well, they're both there for number 2, so this is 1, 1, 2, 2, right? What's 3? It is the square root of 45, so this has to be my answer. This is wrong, okay? And if you want, you could always write those over here, okay, where your actual numbers are real close to, so you can see them. Here's another type of problem that you're going to come across. An inequality is shown. Negative 2/3, and I know it's kind of hard to read, is less than W, which is less than negative 55%. All right, I'm going to rewrite this. Negative 2/3, I'm going to change it to a decimal because remember this calculator is, oh, we forgot to clear our calculator. Let's do that first. To clear the list, push arrow up, and it's already highlighted, so I highlight L1, press clear, and press enter. All right, how do we get out of this screen? Second and mode, which is quit. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to change this, and I'm going to write it out here. I need negative 2 divided by 3, hit enter. All right, so the first one is negative 6, well, I can just do, because I've taught you only to do one, so negative 6 with a repeating, okay, 0.6 with a repeating, all right? Then it says is less than, something has to be, which is less than negative 55%. So I'm going to change that to a decimal, negative 55 divided by 100, and I get negative 0.55. So I need something that's going to fit in between there. All right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change those to decimals. Okay? So I've got negative second pi divided by 4, enter. All right, that is negative 785. Negative 0.785. I've got negative 4/9. Negative 4 divided by 9. Enter. So that's negative 0.44. It's actually 4 repeating, right? So I don't need to write the other one. Then I've got negative second square root 0.4. And arrow out, and then I've got negative 0.632. Okay? Then I have negative second square root divided by 2, enter. Uh-oh. Didn't do it right. Negative second square root 2. I need to get out from there and then divide it by 2. And I get negative 0.707. Okay. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. One way is to put them all in at the same time and find the number that's between these two. Okay? We want it to be less than this, but greater than that, or less than this. So it has to be less than both of them, okay? But it has to fit in between. So one way to do that is you press your stat key, you push 1, okay? I'm going to put in negative 0.6 repeating and hit enter. I'm going to take F and put negative 0.785 and press enter. I'm going to put in negative 0.55 and I'm going to hit enter. And what did it say to do after I've entered my number? Press stat, push I want less than because those are least, okay? So we want least to greatest or greatest to least, one of the two. We want it to fit in between them. So I'm going to sort 2. I'm going to press second and list or stat, and I'm going to press 1, and I'm going to press enter. It says it's done, so now I should be able to press stat and 1. Now, did negative 7.85 end up in between those two? No. So we know that it's not F, okay? So now I need to clear it. I'm going to go up to L1, I'm going to hit clear, and I'm going to hit enter, okay? So here we go again. Negative 0.6666, enter. I'm going to put in negative 0.4444, enter. And then I'm going to put in negative 0.55, enter. I'm going to hit stat 2, and I'm going to press what after that? Second list 1, enter. Then I'm going to press stat and 1. Is my point 4 repeating, which is what I had right here, is it in between? No. Okay, so that's not my answer. Okay, I know this takes forever, but believe me, you won't get it wrong. So now I'm going to highlight L1, I'm going to hit clear, I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to go back and do it again. Negative 0.6666, and then I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm going to put in negative 0.632, enter. Then negative 0.55, enter. Alright, what are the steps we do? Enter our numbers, press stat, we're going to sort A, we're going to press what? Second list 1, enter, and then it should say done. Then we're going to press stat and 1, and look it is between them. Okay, so H is my answer. I'm not even going to have to do J. I'm going to try something. I'm going to highlight. You don't have to do this with me. Okay, I just want to show it and hit enter. I'm going to highlight L1. I'm going to press clear and enter. All right, I'm going to try putting them all in at the same time. Negative 0.6666, enter. Negative 0.55, enter. Negative 0.785, enter. Negative 0.4444, enter. Negative 0.632, enter. Negative 0.707, enter. So I've entered all my numbers. I'm going to push stat. I'm going to press sort A, which is 2. I'm going to press the second key and list and press 1 and press enter. Now I'm going to press stat and 1. Now this is a little more complicated because you have to find these two numbers, okay? But if you notice, you can see that the only one that is between them is this one right here, okay? Which is our 0.632, negative 0.632. So you could put them all in at once. It kind of saves some steps, and you're looking for the one that is between them, okay? So to clear this out, we highlight L1, we press that we want to clear it, and then we press enter and it clears it. To get off this screen, press second and quit. Alright, I know this video is going on and on and on forever, but we need to do this. So we need to put this on a number line. The only way to do that is to change them to decimals, okay? So I'm going to do that. 100%, okay? 100 divided by what? 100 is 1. So this is actually the number 1, okay? Alright, so I am going to put 100% right here, because that's where it belongs. I'm going to mark it off. Negative 1.75 is already a decimal, so I have negative 1. I have more than negative 1.5. I have right here negative 1.75. Okay? Negative 3/4. Some of you know what that is. Some of you don't. It is a benchmark. So I'm going to put in negative 3 divided by 4 to change it to a decimal. Negative 0.75. Well, is that negative 1? No. Is it more or less than negative 5? It's a little bit, it's on our way to getting to negative 1, so negative 0.75, okay? 25%, remember you're taking your 25, you're dividing it by 100, and you have 0.25, so where does that go on a number line? 0.25, all right? 0.25 goes right here, 0.25, okay? Negative 2. Well, that's a whole number, so it's right here, -2, right? All right, square root of 4, second, square root, 4, get out from underneath there and hit enter, you got 2. So that's the whole number of 2, so I'm going to put the square root of 4 right here. 9 divided by 4, and I get 2.25. Well, is that all the way to 2.5? No, but it is more than 2. So it'd go here, 9 divided by 4. Now you notice I'm putting the original number down. Square root of 3, second, square root, 3. Get out from underneath there, hit out, and hit enter. 1.7. So 1.7 is going to be more than 1.5, but less than 2. So we're going to put the square root of 3 right here, okay? And that's it. Today on your lesson, I know that I didn't leave you space, okay, to write your numbers out over here. Today and for today only, I would like you to put your numbers on a piece of paper going down, and then come out here and write what they, well, you don't have too many to convert. You're probably okay. So what I'd like you to do, it says write them in ascending order. So in other words, this isn't multiple choice. So the ones that are not in decimals already, you need to write on top of it what it is in decimal form and change it. There's not too many that you have to change, okay? And I know that I'm asking for a lot of work here, and we will work that out, but get started. First is in ascending, then it's in descending, and then you have these to place on your number line, okay? All right, good luck. By the way, if you listen to this video all the way to the end, make sure you come talk to me. Ask me for something.